floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dee. Dee and Ricky and I were a part of the Flow Consultant training, and wow, that was such intense 2 days. So let me tell you a little bit. My name is Marie Ruzicka, and let me tell you just a little bit about me. Technically, this has been quite the journey for me, because I have been a part of the corporate world for 20 years. And I thought, and I was doing entrepreneurial things all along the way, but I thought I was going to retire in the corporate world until when it was fun and it started not getting any fun. And that happened about a year ago. So 2 years ago, let me tell you what happened. I fell face first down a flight of stairs. Now, if you can imagine, you're at the top of the stairs and you're thinking life is great, and all of a sudden you're at the bottom of the first landing, and it was my face that hit the landing. So I still can't imagine how I did that. But the thing is, if I didn't just tell you that, you would never know. You would never know that happened to me. So I really thought, I got a new lease on life. I got another second chance. And what was I going to do with that second chance? And did I really want to stay in corporate America? Was I really making a difference? And that's when I just made a decision, like, I don't feel like I'm making a difference. When I do my entrepreneurial things, that's when I feel like I have a voice. And you know, when you can continually hear through corporate America that we've always done it this way, we can't do it any other way, that's just the way it is, after a while that just dims your light. And so I was in a place where my light was clearly just dimming, and I was just ready to let it shine. So you're going to learn a process today. And what I thought was, you know, Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now? Yeah. In fact, in iLab, this is one of the programs that Roger does, the very first day everybody goes to the library and picks a book. And usually the book picks them. So I went to just close my eyes, I put my hand on the shelf, I pulled it out, and I pulled out The Power of Now. And The Power of Now, this whole idea of what is your now? Is your now how you want it to be? And the wonderful thing about the creatures that we are, we can change it in a second. If a lion said, I'd like to be a vegetarian today, don't think that would ever happen. But we as humans, that we can make changes. We can say, this isn't working for me anymore. What would work for me? And this is the power of now. If it's something isn't working, you can alter it in a second. You can go in a direction. You can say a word, and the wonderful phrase that I love saying is, I can say that better. Even if you say something, I can say that better. So living future now is truly the way it is, because we can live future now in any second. So today you'll be leaving this evening with 2 really powerful processes, and why I'm here today, and why I could leave corporate America, and why I could be in Roger's program, because of these two powerful processes. And so this is going to be very experiential, by the way. I want to make sure you all know. You're also going to learn 5 criteria that you will never regret a decision again. Wouldn't that be cool? If you had 2 decisions in front of you, you're going to learn today about having a type of, just a 5-step criteria where you'll be able to make a decision because you'll be living from the core of who you are. How cool is that, right? And, of course, we're going to have some fun along the way. So this is a quote. When I read this quote, oh boy, did this get me moving. Because the first time I read it, it wasn't great. Because how many people know Abraham Hicks? Yeah. Abraham Hicks. Those of you who don't know, Esther Hicks really was just living a great life. And through many awesome circumstances, Esther had the gift of being able to, I guess what you would say is, I'm not sure that even they say it this way, but to be able to channel infinite intelligence. I mean, if you're going around in your life, you think, oh, how cool is this? And then all of a sudden one day you can channel infinite intelligence. That would be kind of cool, right? So I'm a huge follower of Abraham because their message has been so clear since 1985 when they started this, and it's still stayed the same, and it still stayed true. They don't go with the trends. Yeah. Did you want to say something, Dee?
I thought it's a scam.
Abraham Hicks?
I thought it's a scam, but now when I listen to her books, Asking and It Is Given,
Yeah.
I really understand that it's all about channeling the universal truth.
I know.
This is so powerful. I'm like, what?
Yeah, really. That's right. So as you can see, the quote isn't finished here. So let us tell you how you can tell that you're a vibrational match to desires, your desires. You're living them. And that really hit me hard. If you're not living how you want to be living, then you're simply a vibrational mismatch to your desires. Now, at first that made me really mad. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. If, like Einstein says, that we cannot solve a problem with the same thinking that we got getting us in there, that quote used to really tick me off too. That whole idea of we can't solve a problem with the same thoughts that we got into it, now it's exciting. Now I think, okay, if I've walked this life and I've gotten this far and I have these things in front of me, what would it feel like to think something different? Think a different thought. Ask a different question. And in speaking of Einstein, what he says is, if you gave me an hour and my life depended on it to give you an answer to a problem, I would take 55 minutes and I would find out the best question, for it's in the question that I could give you the best answer in the last 5 minutes. So remember, if you're in a quandary, just think, what better question can I ask here? Awesome, Einstein. I love it. Because it's a funny thing about life. If you don't refuse to have anything but the best, that's what you're going to get. So, today, if you think about your present right now, right here, are you exceedingly happy with where you're standing right now? Yeah. Hannah. Do you know what I wanted to say? Hannah, you have been so supportive of my journey. I have been here for 2 months, and we met in Zula's, a restaurant up in Sanur, and the first time that's right, you were watching me, I was watching a video of Roger James Hamilton, and I turned and I saw you and you said,
we just had something that synchronized.
Yeah, totally. And then, as synchronicity would have it, we just kept meeting at the same restaurant. And it was so cool. I just would always expect you there, and when you weren't, like, oh, my head is not there.
Maybe
so here,
I like food.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me, and the fact that you flew in a day before to come and support me. That's so cool. Thank you so much. And notice the synchronicities in your life. It's always about the little things. Because if we don't know the little things, why would the universe give us the gift of the big things if we didn't notice the little things? So if you're happy with your present, really, really cool, very awesome. And I'm sure that there's more things that are awesome to create. True, right? So think about yourself a year ago. So today is the 21st. Think about what was happening a year ago, July 21st of 2016. How was that? Yes? Didn't like it? No way?
I was depressed, almost suicidal.
And
now I'm here. The best office in my life, probably.
Yeah, yes, indeed, indeed. And now, just think of yourself a year from now. If you're talking about exponential growth here, and really, Roger is constantly challenging us to think about 10 times. Think 10 times. And what would that feel like? What would that feel like if just a year, if you weren't happy a year ago, but if your present is sitting here, and by the way, this is a future vision. Where you're sitting right now, the Genius Cafe is a future vision from Roger from years ago. All he thought was, I would love a place that where people could gather and share awesome ideas. And look, we're here, we're sitting here right now. I just happen to be standing, but you're sitting right now in this place of sharing awesome ideas. So think of yourself a year from now, that constant challenge of, what would it be like to be 10 times the awesomeness that you are right now? What does that feel like? Better, way bigger smile, yes, indeed. So the whole idea of if your past is a memory and your vision, your future is a vision, the more that you understand, because so many times, how many times you say, I can't do that because I've never done that? That's that whole idea of, I mean, Ricky, come on, my first day here was your first day here. And it's so cool to see your journey, just in this month that you've been here at the Genius Cafe, and yours is quite the story too. So, awesome. So, creating a new habit. This is one of Roger's books, Wink, and if you haven't read it, highly recommend it. Wink, wink, wink. And really the whole idea of, this is about creating a new habit here. If you think it, don't forget to ink it, do it, and review it. Because what I'm going to tell you today has, this could be a great talk. You could listen to it again. Hi, everybody who's listening to it again. But if you don't review this, if you don't review your future vision and change it and like, oh my gosh, I've already achieved that. So that's what makes this really cool. In fact, hey, Ricky, do you mind, if anybody would love to take any notes, this is the time to do it, because we're going to think it and we're going to ink it, do it and review it. All right, consider the wink from the universe. And the subtitle of this book is A Modern Day Parable of Wealth Beyond Words. So remember how important that is. Wealth beyond words. Think it, ink it, do it, review it. So let's talk in the criteria. This whole talk is in the criteria by which, oh yes, more paper back there. The 5 criteria for making a decision. Okay, here we go. Does it follow my path? How many people know their path? Lucas, do you know your path?
Not really, no.
I love that. I love that. You don't know your path yet. Fabulous. So this truly means what your future vision is. If you, it's like ordering a taxi, and the taxi driver turns to you and says, where are you going? And you say, I don't know. And that's really how most of us live our lives. We just kind of hope that we wake up, and we're probably going to do the same things over and over again. And really, what would that feel like, this whole idea of just doing the same things over again? The wonderful thing is you have all created Bali. This is, I keep looking, this is my view. My view is of the ocean. So we're going to be talking about a future vision here. And what it would feel like just a year from now. And if you want to take it 3 months from now, if you want to take it a month from now, what juicy things do you want to create right now? And so, all right, we're going to do 2 exercises. And these are the 2 powerful processes that got me here. So what happened was, and this is an Abraham Hicks, this first one is an Abraham Hicks process. And I recommend doing it every morning. But let me tell you what it is. It's called grid work. And what you do is you choose a word by which you want the feeling, not just a word, a feeling that you want to feel. And I am going to choose the first one for us because everybody wants better health, right? In fact, if you were so wealthy but you had no health, really health is the ultimate wealth. Would everybody agree with that? Health is the ultimate wealth. So I'm going to start. Can everybody see? Yes? Do we need to move it forward or we're all good? Awesome. Health. All right. Now, this is really getting into the feeling of how you would want to feel if you had the ultimate health. What would that feel like? Just words that where you would really truly, if you like the ultimate, that where you are from now, what you would feel like. Just yell out any words. Joy. That's awesome. Vitality. I-T-Y. Fit. Energized. Ease. Shouldn't everything be easy? Yes, ease. And sorry, Hannah, you said?
Energized.
Oh, energized. Confident. Power. Aligned. Relaxed. I love that. I love that self-love. Awake. Nice. Boy, that's motivated. Choice? Isn't it always a choice? Somebody had asked me, Marie, my business partner wants to know, we see you on Facebook and you're always smiling, what's your secret? And I said, it's a choice.
Yes.
And she said, that is not enough, I want a 10-point plan. So this is what happens. So having this grid work is how Abraham and Esther and the team do this. And what you want to do is you want to do this for everything. How would you want your wealth? And it's all about feeling words. That's what's really important here. And why you don't fill in every single space is this ability to allow the universe to fill in the rest of the grid. Jennifer and Hannah and I were talking about right before the presentation, this whole idea that if you're talking about vibration here, 10 years ago, that would be a weird conversation and people would be probably rolling their eyes. But we are at an exponential, talking about exponential, 10 times. This whole idea about speaking the words that you want to speak and being in this awesome, really beautiful space. So this whole idea of doing this every morning, especially when you're not feeling great, this is a great way to help you feel better, is to put this grid in place, have the wonderful thing about the universe filling in filling in the spots. And yeah, all right. Grid work, really important. Think it, ink it, do it, review it. This is the whole idea about thinking, inking, doing it, and reviewing it. So now I am going to do this magical process, this next process. And I'm sure if you have had other teachers, they may be calling it something different, but I'm calling it swowing. S-W-O-W. Swow. And this is just a shortened version of 7 minutes of awesome. Now we're going to shorten it and not have it be a full 7 minutes. But so what you do, here's the game. And it's all about the game of life, right? Buckminster Fuller said it's all about the game. Florence Scofield Shinn, the game of life and how to play it. This is truly, we're all playing chess right now. We're all having an awesome time. So, swowing. Swowing means that for 7 minutes, and we're going to do it for 1 minute, is to talk about what you want. Because every subject is two subjects. You're wanting it and the lack of it. So if you say, I would love to be on a diet, and you choose to eat all the chocolate cake, then you're really going down the path of not wanting it. Really, truly, not wanting what you really want. So, I would like to have a volunteer. Who would like to volunteer and talk about, oh, Jenny! Can a mic?
Yeah.
Please, everybody, listen up, applaud Jenny for coming up. Now, what's really cool, Jenny and I met a month ago. Here, right here. Yeah, we sat at the same table right there and just started talking. I know that Jenny is very much interested in fashion. And every time she always looks so put together. And when you notice that her backpack matches her dress today, that's who she is. That's who you are in the world.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And what you're doing is designing a life here.
Designer. Yeah, designing a life. Yes.
Yeah. So this is what happens in swowing. So for 1 minute, and we're going to do a 1 minute swow, please check your internet. My thingamybopper isn't working. So go McAfee. So for a minute, and I am going to put a timer on for a minute. What I want to do, and this is the first part of swowing, is you talk about just doing it for a minute, talking about your life as if you're looking at the future and you're looking back on your life. And as if it's a year from today, so it's July 21st, 2018. And we're just meeting up again here in Sanur. All right, are you ready to go?
Okay, so it could be just from
you could talk
different
about
things in my life, just anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as if it's already happened. And that's really important, as if it's already happened.
Okay.
All right? Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, so I have a beautiful home here in Bali. I've been very successful as a fashion designer. I've launched my brand officially. It's selling well internationally. I have a base here in Bali, but I also live part-time in Europe. I have amazing, nourishing friendships and relationship. I feel relaxed around money and know that it's flowing. I wake up early in the morning with lots of energy, and what else? I love living in Bali. I feel like I have a community. I feel like I've found my place here. Yeah. And I dress amazing. And
Yes, you do. All right. Everybody clap. What a future vision is that? So, the second half of the future vision is, as my little chirp is chirping, the second half of the future vision is for the partner who's been listening to embellish that. So, here we go. Wow, Jenny, it's been so cool meeting up again here. We just met a year ago, and now, wow, this whole idea, this beautiful villa that you have in Italy, where you just had a fashion show of all of your spring fashions were so amazing. I love this beautiful Grace Kelly, Audrey Hepburn. You're bringing back the greats How cool is that? I love what you're wearing. I love that you honor your true roots of fashion and how everyone is so attracted to that. I love that you love color. I mean, wasn't it really cool to be in your beautiful villa and have this the party that was happening because of it, and everybody was wearing color, and why they were wearing color is because of you, because of what you have brought to the table, because you walk your talk. And it's been so cool to watch your journey over this past year. And here we are in Bali, and this beautiful community that you've created. And now you're speaking up on the Genius Cafe stage, all about this journey that you've taken this past year. Wow, cool. All right. So, what I would love for each of you to do is to pair up, and we'll do it for, the thing is, what I love is that you, even though you were pausing and you're going, I don't know what else to talk about, you kept going. And I think that is the most important part of this, is because to me, what is cool is when you're at a point where I don't know what else to say, then you're at that point, what Einstein says, we can't solve a problem with the same reasoning that got us here. So if you're at a point where I don't know what to say, the first thing I want you to say is, I am loving that, because that means whenever that bell goes off, that means I am in creation mode. Then I'm creating something I don't even know that I don't know. So don't let that, that's all I want to say, because that stops the creation process. So just let it happen. Let it happen. So if you want to pair up, and for those who are listening, you can pause and get someone to do a swow with. And again, that's swowing. And so again, for those of you who just came in, so I'm going to put on the timer for 1 minute. And what you're going to be doing is talking about what you want as if you already have it. So it's a year from now, you're meeting again in Bali. You can certainly start out that way and just really, truly have fun with this. So, do you guys want to pair up? All right, cool.
Yeah, what's your name?
All right. First of all, introduce yourselves to each other. Cool. You're gonna do it? I love it. All right. Here goes the timer, everybody. And go.
Thanks, it was so vulnerable, but it was great.
It really, that's what it was really cool. Just the whole idea about living there.
Yeah.
Now, how about walking with that? Walking with that feeling,
It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful way of framing. Like I've heard of feeling what you're gonna feel, but to this really is a really practical tool to use, to really get into that space.
Yeah.
And now it really feels like it's happening. I know. I'm like, oh shit!
I will definitely have you share after this, because it's important for everyone to hear this whole idea of just sitting with that beauty, and then how would it feel when I embellished it? It was just affirming, just wow. Yeah. And sometimes even hearing from someone else, certain things even sound, I don't know, because you say it different. It's it's even better, really when you hear it back, because you're because you went into more details about some things than I did, and I was just oh, wow. That's really good.
Yeah.
Wow, can you believe that was a minute? I love that. How did it feel? Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. Oh, okay. So now how did it feel? All good? I love it. All right. I'm going to put on another minute for the other person to embellish. Embellish. So are we ready to go? And go. I know they're hearing what we're saying because I've got another mic on. So hi, everybody. But I really, what I really want to do is have you share. And I think that's really very cool. Just this work is so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
So did you come up with, like, how did you come up with this process?
you know, that is the fun part, is I just kept listening. I kept asking when I met someone and they had what I wanted. I said, what are the processes that you do? And so, you know, people because keep asking better questions. If you're not getting the answer that you want, ask better questions.
So true.
And listen, whatever you're doing, listening, everybody. That's what it is. All right, perfect. I got a high five right as the timer went off. All right. Very cool. Jenny, we were talking. Oh, I know, it gets so exciting. You just want to go. See, that's why 7 minutes is really good. You switched already? Oh yes, you will switch. I wanted to Jenny to share exactly what was happening for her. So share what you were just sharing with me about how you were feeling about first of all you doing it, and then about me embellishing.
Well, I just said it felt really vulnerable to just share all of that. I mean, with another person, let alone more than one person, and maybe hundreds as well. But I think it really puts it out there, but claiming it.
Yeah.
And then you asked me what it felt like to have you reflect, to praise back, and I said it was amazing and affirming, and also it felt like you were picking up on some nuances and going into more detail on some things that even I had seen for myself. So it was just really beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. And does anybody else want to share their experience? Because we're going to switch. Yes. Oh, I see good smiles on your faces. Awesome. Does anybody want to share? You're just waiting for the other way. Yes. All right. So I'm going to put on the timer for another minute. So you're going to switch now. So the other person is going to be speaking, and you're just listening for the gold, listening to learn instead of listening to agree or disagree. That is something I learned from Allison Armstrong, the two different types of listening. Listening to learn, like, oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. Or listening to, I can't wait till you stop talking so I can agree or disagree with you. That's not what you want to do. You want to listen to learn. All right? We're going for a minute. We're going to be switching. Are you ready? Go!
Do you want to go?
Yes. Okay. All right. Man, it's so cool to see you. How cool! Wasn't it just a year ago that we saw each other? And here, I mean, don't you love my TED Talk? I mean, I must admit, I was so proud of it. It was so cool to work on an incredible message of joy and happiness and how that resonates, and what we were talking about. Was it like a year ago we were talking? I think we were talking right over there about that whole feeling of like the world is ready for this message. And that's how cool is that people don't have to stay where they're at. I truly believe that everyone can reach their potential and be the person that they can be just because they say so. Because the universe is going to show you the gift upon gift. And I'm just seeing it all over the world. People, just because they've chosen happy. And just by taking mere, crazy, wonderful, tiny steps, they can do it too. All right, that was a minute. Wrap that up. All right, so let's take another minute and embellish that.
Wow, Marie, can you believe it? You did your TED Talk. Oh my gosh, it went over so well. You should be so proud of yourself. Like, oh my gosh, it went better than you could have ever imagined, right? Oh my gosh. And you inspired so many people. It just has gone viral. And it's not even that people are like just watching it and seeing it, it's that they're taking action from what they resonate so deeply with what you're saying, and they're changing their lives because you had the courage to do it for yourself, and you're showing people the way, and you're not being stingy. You're sharing all that you've learned on this process, and people are just you're just waking up and you're spreading so much joy. Oh my gosh, you should be so proud of yourself. It's just so amazing, and you have another one coming up too. Like, it's
and
crazy.
it was so cool wearing one of your dresses.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, I love that.
And you look amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Wow, you looked amazing on stage, and like, wow, you just really brought it.
Thank you. I never thought about wearing color until I met you. All right, that was a minute. Oh my God, that was so good. All right, thank you to Jenny. I've done a full TED Talk and it went viral. Thank you. Does anybody else want to share their awesome experiences? I know. Gosh, we could do this forever. Yes? Cool? All right. So, this is having a partner to do this with. So this is what happened in my life. What happened was, when I first learned this process, I said, I want to do this for 90 days because you can change a habit in 21, but I wanted to take it further. And so I was still in my corporate job. And right after I fell down that flight of stairs, I found this process. And I have a friend in Australia. I just visited Australia, and when I did my visa, I saw that an American can stay in Australia for 3 months. And I thought, I'm in a corporate job. How in the world can I spend 3 months in Australia? But I would so it was evening for me, morning for Jody, and every morning for 90 days, I swowed 7 minutes for her, 7 minutes for me, embellishing both ways. And that was April of 2016. October of 2016, I left my job. So this is way more powerful than you think. You just think, oh, isn't it fun to talk about things I want to. But didn't it feel like, oh my gosh, I could do this. I could have this. Didn't that? I mean, really, you do make it real. And remember, always you talk as if you already have it. That's what's really important, as if you already have it. So, does it follow my path? And so the next criteria is, can I add any value to this? So if you're making a decision, you've got two things in front of you, like, can I add value to this? So let's talk about, there is so many definitions of value, and I could probably have a whole talk on just value. But we're going to go into character value, the value I bring as a person, my character. And so what we're going to do is, what you're living right now, I'm going to give you, and I'm going to show you on the screen some words about how you sense who you are today. And I hope you can read it. But these and why they're in different criterias here is that you'll find that these words have this more spirit values of acceptance and awareness and clarity and focus. Those words are way more in the spirit realm. Then in creation realm, when you're really creating, if this what juices you, like if you're starting a whole new industry, you're starting a fashion line, these words may speak to you, because this whole idea of discovery and curiosity and authority. Then if you're more of a blaze genius, the people and collaboration is what you're all about, then maybe fun and confidence and that summertime energy, friendships and motivation and joy and love, those words may mean more to you. So as this is why to have a piece of paper and just to think, are there any words here, or are there any words that you think of when you think of yourself and somebody has said something about you, and because fun, when people, this is a wonderful thing to do, is ask 25 of your friends what 3 words that comes up when they think about you. Just this is a Marie Forleo exercise. You ask 25 of your friends, send them an email saying, hey, I'm starting a new business and I would like to, or starting a new venture, or I would just really like to find out what 3 words come up when you think of me. 3 times, and all 25 people, like this beautiful, like this rush of information, but the number 1 word that comes up for me is fun. And boy, thank you. That's the word. I love it. So just think about it. Come up with if 10 words come up, if just how you are right now, how you sense right now. And there's some other words here. This is more of, and I'm sorry this yellow is not showing up very well, but this is about connection, the tempo, timing and connection, about family. Is family important to you? Calm, comfort, compassion, reflection, those service, those wonderful. And I'll certainly, if you want to take pictures. And then steel is more of that analysis and completion. Like, I am decisive, I'm honest, I'm logical, I'm patient, I've reasoning. If those words speak to you. So choose 3 to 5 of them, how you're living right now. How you're living right now. And I'll just take time to do that. And those of you online, take time to do that. And I'll give you a minute.
I want us to choose 5 words, any words.
5 words that you think of how you're living your life right now. And I'll kind of switch back and forth between the 2 lists just in case the other list delights you. That's about a minute. How's everybody doing? Cool? All right, now I want you to, I know you may not be complete, and you can listen to this later. Now I want you to think of yourself, either take yourself 3 months from today or a year from today. If you're living your future now, now we're going to keep the same list of words. What words do you want to live into? What are those character ideas that you would like to live into? Let me just give you an example for myself, because when I did this exercise, the whole idea of what it would feel like to celebrate more, appreciate more, and to have, when you were talking about ease, I want life to feel like so easy. And what would it feel like if I take a look at myself a year from now, the idea of celebrating more, appreciating more, and that my life is easy. Then again, living your future now, bringing those characteristics back to yourself is just a really cool thing. So choose 3 words where you have your 3 to 5 words that you are now, and then choose 3 to 5 words where you want to live into in the future, whether it's 3 months or a year. All right. Again, there's wonderful exercises to remind yourself to live future present. If you walk through the world as if you had those things already. So I say, let's celebrate. Woohoo! Clapping more. All right, love it. Thank you. It's hard to clap with a mic in your hand. So, these criteria, does it follow your path? Can you add value? The next one is, can you add any leverage to it? If you think about Oprah, if she likes your book, you've just written a book and she likes your book, she just has to say, I like your book, and your life would change tremendously. So think about when you're making a decision, can you add any leverage to it? So to think about, wow, if I went to this, because sometimes when you think about making a decision, like what if you were at a party, you were invited to a party, but you go, oh gosh, I really don't want to go, but wait a minute, Marie just gave me 5 criteria by which I can make this decision. And if I came to leverage and I said, you know what, it's a wonderful organization this party is all about, and it's something that I align to. And if I posted it on my Facebook page and I knew some people that could post it on theirs, what about sending wonderful people their way, or having, you know, just a bigger event because of it? So think about how you could bring leverage. And when you're making a decision, if it doesn't align with your character, if it doesn't align with your future vision, and you can't add any leverage, do not say yes to that. Say no. Because this is a lot about what you're going to say no to. Then, this one was such a huge thing. So what happened was, this beautiful organization of the Entrepreneurs Institute has been going through an IPO. They are taking on investors for an opening an IPO, which is happening this month. And I thought to myself, I want to become an investor. And it was in my future vision, and I didn't know how it was going to look. In my future vision that I wrote last December, I wanted to see what would be the world of investing. I hadn't ever made a true investment. And so when this came up, I thought, I wonder if this is my thing. I wonder if this is what I'm going to invest in. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought this would feel good. And then when I said to a couple of friends, well, what if you lose all your money? And I went, thank you for reflecting that back to me. And if this fails, I will have invested in myself. And I feel like, gosh, even the global calls that we've been on because of becoming an investor, it has been a wonderful process. And I love the fact that I'm investing in this movement, the entrepreneurs movement. I've invested in myself, and I've invested in all of the other entrepreneurs that are out there that have this beautiful place to go to, and 50 other places that are in Roger James Hamilton's future and this company's future. So it was really cool. So if it says, if it fails, does it still motivate me? That's a wonderful thing to know. And to know that if you woke up tomorrow and you had nothing, how long would it take for you to get that money, those things, those people back? And that used to scare me so much, and now I'm thinking, how many people that I have met in this movement since October, and how much my life has changed, that would change in an instant by one phone call, by the friends I've just made who are just literally sitting in this front row, and all of the people who are listening. So don't fear failure. Fear being exactly the same place as you were last year, that you are today. So, again, if it fails, does it still motivate me? And if it succeeds, does it inspire me? This is the beautiful criteria to make any decision now that you know. Yeah. It was really fun going through that whole process, especially because the first time I heard about it was right before this whole idea about the investors came up. So Oprah, I don't know if you've heard this talk. It was just recently, so if you've heard it on Facebook, when she said before Maya Angelou passed away, she's still here, but she's passed away. Her legacy is still here. She had said to Maya, "I know my legacy. I know the legacy that I'm leaving. It is all the schools that I have built in Africa, all these beautiful women who went from poverty, who now have schooling, who are changing the world in the last decade." And Maya Angelou says, "You have no idea what legacy you've left." She said, yeah, I know that. says Oprah. But they're really cool. It's really cool that I've built these beautiful schools and all the difference that these wonderful girls are going to make. And she says, you have no idea what the legacy you're going to leave, because your legacy is every life you've touched. Now think about every life you've touched, from the homeless person on the street, for those people that you've heard of, like have been with for a second, or a millennium, or your whole life, your family. Yeah, think about this whole idea that you've touched everyone's life, and that's your legacy. So when you think about leaving a legacy, the whole idea that partnerships, the global goals for sustainable development, finding a purpose in life to take you to the next, living your future. So when I looked at all of them, and really truly look at all of them and see which one you align with, the whole idea of aligning with one is real. It's such a wonderful journey. For me, when I saw number 17, partnerships for the goals, they say partnerships in any way, partnerships for making these goals all happen. And that's what I love about the fact that, for me, choosing partnerships for the goals, that's partnerships of, like with Hannah, just meeting her in a restaurant. That's a partnership. And for us supporting each other on our journeys, that's a partnership. And to be on this journey, and I don't know if anyone speaks to you, but what I'd like to do is, now I don't remember how to do this. Ricky, do you remember? I would love to play the video for these sustainable goals, and just to see how they're speaking of it, because they're going to go through each of the 17 goals, and if one speaks to you, this truly is another future vision, to have a purpose and have that future vision be really a part of your life.
And extreme poverty.
The generation
Most determined
to fight injustice
and inequalities.
The generation that saves the planet from climate change.
And this is how it will get done. The global goals.
a 15-year plan
For everyone. Everywhere.
with no one left behind.
We will live in a world
where nobody
Anywhere lives in extreme poverty. Where no one
goes hungry.
Where no one
wakes in the morning
asking if there will be food today. We will live in a world where no child has to die
For diseases we know how to cure. And where proper health care
is a lifelong right for us all.
We will live in a world where
Everyone goes to school
and education gives us the knowledge
and skills
for a fulfilling life.
We will live in a world where all girls and all women have equal opportunities to thrive
and be powerful and safe.
We cannot succeed if afterwards get that.
we will live in a world
where all people can get clean water
And proper toilets at home,
at school and at work.
We will live in a world where there's sustainable energy for everyone,
Heat, light,
and power for the whole planet.
without destroying the planet.
we will live in a world where economies prosper. And new wealth
Lead to decent jobs.
for everyone.
And we will live in a world where our industry,
Our infrastructure and our
Best innovations.
Are not just used to make money, but to make all our lives better.
we will live in a world where prejudices and extremes of inequality are defeated.
Inside our countries and between different countries. Where people live in cities and communities
That are safe, progressive,
and support everyone who lives there.
where we replace
what we consume. Planet where we put back what we take out of the earth.
We live in a world that is decisively rolling back from climate
change.
where we restore and protect the life in our oceans and seas. We'll restore and protect
Life on land.
The forests,
Animals.
the earth itself.
with peace between and inside countries.
Where all governments are open.
And answer to us for what they do at home and abroad.
And the justice rules.
With everyone equal before the law.
where all countries and we their people
Work together.
partnerships of all kinds to
Make these goals a reality. For everyone.
United Nations global goals
for sustainable development.
Let's get to work. Let's make it happen.
Wow. Yeah, so and because of my partnership with Buy One, Give One, which is a true buy one, give one. Does anybody know who Buy One, Give One is? Yeah, Buy One, Give One is a beautiful, what they do is they partner with over 800 charities, and their criteria by which they choose the charities is so rigid. And so I can go into Buy One, Give One, and if I wanted to have give to a charity about music, I just put in the keyword music, and there are programs that I can give. By my giving will give music to a child in Cambodia. So my father, who's has passed on, but he's still here. He's a farmer, and I grew up on a farm, farmer's daughter, very proud of it, in Walla Walla, Washington. And so by your being here today, by your listening, you are giving, because of my partnership with Buy One, Give One, you are giving a horticulture training to a child for a year. So I want to thank you all for being here and being a part of this. And with one last quote from, well, there you go, that's, yes. When your vision becomes stronger than your memory, your future will become stronger than your past. Thank you so much.
Wow.